They say to never judge a book by its cover. But today I'm going to talk about some books that I picked purely based upon how pretty I thought they looked. There's a couple of categories. We've got a couple in monster romance, we've got a couple in romantasy, and then we've got a couple of outliers that I want to talk about. So let's jump into it. So this one, the Amazon put a very obnoxious sticker on the back, which is still sticky now, and that sticks to everything, and it makes me really angry. So Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. This is an absolutely stunning sprayed edge cover. It's got foil detail. It is beautiful. This is a monster romance-ish. He's a demon, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's like monster / dark romance. So the blurb is: a college student may have unleashed an irresistible darkness, a soul-hungry demon who might be her only chance at survival. In the dark romantic series debut by USA Today best-selling author and TikTok sensation Harley LaRue. So Leon, my reputation among magicians is unblemished. Killer, they call me. Killing is what I'm best at. One wrong move and you're dead, except her. The one I was supposed to take, the one I should have killed. The cult that once controlled me wants her, but I'm not about to lose my new toy to them. I've always believed in the supernatural. Hunting for ghosts is my passion, and summoning a demon was never part of the plan. Monsters are roaming the woods, and something ancient, something evil is waking up and calling my name. I don't know who I can trust or how deep this darkness goes. All I know is my one shot of survival is the demon stalking me, and he doesn't just want my body, he wants my soul. Ray's portrayed as this like nerdy girl with glasses. They don't really necessarily talk about her as unattractive, but they don't really imply that she is attractive. Leon is somebody that is a demon that's been summoned and enslaved by this cult / family. It gives way to this whole like secret society. I'm not giving too much away, but was it worth reading? So this is one of a trilogy. I enjoyed it. I found it was a bit predictable in points. It was alright, I didn't mind it. Number 2 in the monster romance, Ruby Dixon got me, right? Ruby Dixon got me. If you know anything about monster romance, if you know anything about the romantasy or the sci-fi romance genre, Ruby Dixon is queen. Ice Planet Barbarians, you cannot get away from it. But she also writes a lot of monster romance. Now, this is Full Moon Rising. Again, absolutely beautiful edition. This and the sequel, which I cannot remember the name, are both absolutely gorgeous editions. This is the one that I purposely went out and bought. Again, this is from Amazon. So Amazon are like doing some very good sprayed edge books at the moment. It's supposed to be that the main city is built upon an old city which had magical artifacts, and guilds regularly form and they go down into like the catacombs or go down into this other sub-layer and pull things back out. But in this world, misogyny is king and women are not allowed to be part of these guilds. So the plot of Full Moon Rising. So the blurb is: in a world of magical artifacts and fantastical beings, a woman determined to save her family joins forces with an unlikely partner, a Minotaur, in the steamy romantasy by US Today best-selling author Ruby Dixon. As a holder's daughter, Aspeth Honori knows the importance of magical artifacts, which is why it's a disaster that her father has gambled all theirs away. Now that her family is in danger of losing their hold and their heads, if anyone finds out the truth, Aspeth decides to do something about it. She joins the Royal Artifactual Guild, and the adventurers will explore ancient underground ruins to retrieve the coveted arcane items. It's a great plan, with one big problem. The guild won't let her train because she's a woman. Aspeth needs a chaperone of some kind. The best way to get around this problem? Marry someone who will let her become an apprentice. Who better than a surly guild member who requires a favour of his own? He's a Minotaur. It's fine. Who is her teacher? Also fine. And he's about to go into a rut, which is where it gets tricky. He also has no idea she's a noble. Oops. And he'll want nothing to do with her if he discovers her real identity. Now Aspeth just has to pass the guild test, thwart a title hunter and save her hold. Oh, and survive a rut with her monstrous horned husband, whom she might be falling in love with. It's time to dig deep, literally. And it's got this beautiful picture on the inside as well. I forgot it was forced romance, forced proximity, forced marriage of convenience. Absolutely stunning. Definitely worth it. We're now going to move more into I don't know, fantasy romance. This one is, well, everybody's I think heard of Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This is the Hot Escape edition, so it's got the very pretty inside, and it's got like the signed bits and stuff inside of it. I bought this when I was first getting into sort of the romantic genre, and Belladonna was hyped. This one was everywhere, and it is an absolutely stunning cover. It's beautiful. I mean, what's not to love about it? All of the covers for this series are stunning. The series in itself is a little bit problematic. I didn't mind it too much, but I understand why people dislike it. Because the premise is the main male character actually knows the female main character from when she is a child, and that gives people the ick. Not surprisingly, I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. I didn't want to go into too much detail, but I did enjoy this one quite a lot. So, blurb for Belladonna. For as long as Signa Farrow has been alive, the people in her life have fallen like stars. Orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation, and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realises that the family she depends on could be in grave danger, and enlists the help of a surly sable boy to hunt down the killer. Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer, though, is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. Belladonna, another absolutely stunning cover. I mean, you can't walk past this, right? And not be like, oh, what's this? I feel like I'm not the demographic for young adults, so it doesn't always sit quite well with me. The next one in the romantasy one is a book that I frequently saw when I walked into supermarkets, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and it made me stop and I looked at it every single time, and that is King of Ravens by Claire Sager. It's just stunning. It's got texture on it. It's so vibrant with the colours. I absolutely love it. Beautiful. So, the blurb. He'll do anything to keep her. She'll do anything to escape. This is also the first in a series, and obviously this only came out this year. So, it ends on a cliffhanger. It's very annoying. Rhiannon is dying of what she doesn't know. Kept protected by her family in their clifftop home, she spends her days searching for a cure. Her world is torn apart when an unseelie king of the dead arrives and gives her a simple choice: descend to the underworld to be his bride, or he'll take her family instead. Trapped in a twisted bargain, Rhiannon is thrust into a world of withered gods, scheming courtiers, and ancient magic. But she refuses to be a pawn in a game she never agreed to play. Her new husband is powerful, cold and infuriating, and she's determined to hate him. But in a court where beauty masks cruelty and every promise has teeth, hatred burns slowly into something else, something dangerous, something that could undo them both. So, I came off of reading The Things God Break and one of the Hades Persephone books, and I walked into this and I was like, oh, this is another Hades Persephone retelling, and it very much is, but the setting is in more like Fae Unseelie realm. It was alright. It feels very similar to Belladonna in that it's like there's somebody that's sick. I don't know. It felt like it'd been done before. I felt like I'd read this plot before, and the ending of the book really made me mad. So it's another beautiful book, but I don't know if it lived up to the hype of its cover. Now we're getting into like the wildcard territory. So the first one is a book that I literally saw in Waterstones, and I was like, it was on, I don't know if you, in Waterstones, I don't know if it's the same in America, we have like tables and they'll just have all the books piled up, and I literally stopped at this book because it pulled me in, and it's Murder at the World's End by Ross Montgomery. Now, I'm not really a murder mystery kind of person, but something about this cover just it just got me, and it's got the beautiful sprayed edges. It very much is a murder mystery, but it's kind of a cozy murder mystery because it's a duo of a servant and like an 70, 80-year-old lady who's very sassy. We love her. So, the plot. Deary me, a murder at the world's end. My own nephew slaughtered under the grisliest of circumstances. A ticking clock, a house filled with suspects. Cornwall, 1910. Also, it's historical, so I'm sometimes okay with historical, sometimes not. On a remote tidal island, the Viscount of Tithe Hall is absorbed in feverish preparations for what he believes to be the apocalypse. The hall must be sealed from top to bottom, every window, chimney and keyhole closed off before night falls. But what the foolish Viscount has failed to consider is the danger that lies within. By morning, he will be dead in his sealed study, murdered by his own ancestral crossbow. All eyes turn to Stephen Pike, the newest member of staff. Fresh out of Borstal for a crime he didn't commit, he is the wrong man in the wrong place at the wrong time. His unlikely ally, Miss Decima Stockingham, the fearless, foul-mouthed 80-year-old matriarch who relishes chaos and puzzles alike. Bins are being collected. A murder is just the thrill she's been waiting for. Together, this mismatched duo must navigate secret passages, buried grudges, and rising terror to unmask the killer before it's too late. It's even got a map. Just love it. Just absolutely stunning. I actually had a good time. I had a good time reading this one. It was, I think because I don't read a lot of murder mystery, I just had a good time. It's not a book that's too taxing. You don't have to think a lot. You are trying to like figure it out. I don't necessarily think it's a massive surprise who the killer is. Maybe it was to some people. It was one of my people that I always suspected. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. It's got the metallic. Don't regret it. Definitely was worth the buy. Now the final one, I came into a bit blind. I am a sci-fi reader. There's a shelf up here somewhere that's got sci-fi on. I like to mix my genres. I like sci-fi. I like horror. I like thrillers. In my publicly acceptable bookshelves, I have like my classics. I have like historical fiction like Wilbur Smith, which is all like the adventure and piracy and things like that. So I do have like a bit of an eclectic taste. So my final book that I mainly picked because of the cover, but also because of the name, and I'd never heard of it, and I feel like I should have done, was We Are Legion. We Are Bob. The first book in the Bobiverse. It's got the cube on the inside. It's got the beautiful end papers. If you like sci-fi, Bobiverse is just fun. It's just a fun book. So, blurb. Welcome to the Bobiverse. We are Bob, we are Legion, and we never intended on this. Bob Johansson had a plan. After selling his software business, a leisurely retirement awaited him, and if the cryogenic lab freezing his head succeeds, an even longer retirement in the distant future where his corpuscle gets reawakened. Everything was looking up for Bob. That is, until he's killed crossing the street just moments after signing the papers. A century later, Bob wakes up. Not in a utopia, but on Earth. Not in a utopia, but an Earth on the precipice of war. America is run by an extremist government that stripped his rights as a frozen head, uploaded his consciousness into an AI, and selected him to search space for habitable planets as a self-replicating von Neumann probe. It's not ideal, but if he declines, he'll be switched off for good. With Earth in turmoil, space may actually be the safest place for Bob. But the government failed to mention that he isn't alone. At least 3 other countries are looking to claim the next Earth, and they play dirty. Using his new AI abilities and the von Neumann technology, he does what any engineer would do. He makes more Bobs and a virtual cat, and sets to save humanity before it's too late. For fans of Douglas Adams and Terry Pratchett, part space adventure, part philosophical voyage, We Are Legion, We Are Bob is a captivating and hilarious exploration of the joys and dangers of artificial intelligence, the wonders of space, and everything that may await us out there. I love Douglas Adams, and I also love Terry Pratchett. So I don't know why I hadn't come across this book before. It's just great. It's just great. I love these kind of things. It also reminded me quite a lot of Murderbot, which I'm in the middle of rereading, which is why the Broken Binding edition is directly behind me. But I would definitely recommend it if you like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with that kind of humour. Same with Terry Pratchett, same with like Murderbot. It's really interesting. It's a very interesting read, and it's quite a short book, but it goes ever so fast. Definitely worth it. So are people right? Should you judge a book by its cover? Probably not. Half of these I loved, half of them about. Live and learn, yes? I'll see you next week.